Sorry.
Tell us, what does HUM mean?
HUM, Human Unlimited Media, is a new news agency that we're building in the world to supplement the countries that are not covered by any major media.
And is it a short acronym for something?
Well, it stands for Human Unlimited Media.
Now, we've heard about something you've trademarked, the geographic gap. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, the geographic gap, as we define it, are the 116 countries not covered by the 4 major news agencies in the world. The 4 major news agencies in the world cover 121 of the 237 countries in the world. That leaves 116 countries, mostly developing nations, uncovered, and we call that the geographic gap in media.
Why is it so important to cover those 116?
Why is it so important to cover those 116 countries? It's so important to cover those 116 countries because they are the youngest, largest populations in the world today. 70% of their populations are under the age of 20, and they are the critical populations and citizens to the world's future storyline, yet they are not included in today's media, nor are they covered by today's media.
A lot of the big media companies are retreating from countries like that. They can't afford to cover them anymore, or maybe they say people don't care. How can you make a business case for covering those countries?
Well, our philosophy is that business model is very short-sighted. The fact is that these consumer groups are the future consumer groups of the world. Most of the growth over the next 40 years, 90% of the world's growth will come from these regions of the world. Latin America, South America, the Caribbean, Africa, and Asia is where 97% of the world's future growth will happen over the next 40 years.
Who's going to be your target audience?
Our target audience are the mobile youth generation that, again, is 70% of the world's population. And today they connect to content through mobile devices and the internet, mobile devices such as smartphones and cell phones. And that's really our audience.
Now, a lot of people say when they read news from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Chad, it's negative news, they get depressed, makes them sad. How will HUM cover differently so that people actually, take an interest in these pieces of work?
Well, I think we have to understand that these populations and these countries are just the same as us. There's excitement and cultural exoticism that exists in these countries, and we need to embrace that as well as some of the more difficult circumstances that cause life there. So we're talking about richness in subjects like food and art and music, as well as politics and education and poverty.
Now, you're going to be using some really interesting new technology to cover this story.
Yes, we're designing proprietary technology that will overcome the challenges of traditional legacy media, why they tell us that they cannot go into the field and cover these countries, but we believe that we can with our technology.
When did you first start thinking about HUM or about this concept?
HUM, Human Unlimited Media, is a concept that I thought about 15 years ago. It started, I spent 5 years at CNN, and then I went to go work for CARE, the humanitarian organization, and it was an exact opposite view on the world than I had experienced at a major news organization, and it really started there.
And why is it so important for you personally to get involved, to start this up?
I do still believe that media can change the world, and as a media expert and a humanitarian, I actually think that you can marry the two and create media that changes the world.
Okay. And you've been here a week in New York meeting with people. What are your next steps in order to get HUM off the ground?
Our next steps are actually to go into the field, put some of our technology into the field, and launch our website in several weeks at www.humnews.com.
And once HUM gets up and running fully, what are the different ways people can watch HUM?
They'll be able to access HUM content through our website, on their mobile devices, through our partner distributor organizations, and we're also working to bring our news feeds to the media that you may already be familiar with.
Now, some media executives may be watching this and they're wondering how you're going to make money off of HUM. Can you tell us something about that?
Well, that's a secret, but we are planning on several revenue streams. We have 5 identified already. One, of course, is advertising, but the other 4 are news products that we believe will supplement what's already in the world today.
Are you going to make it possible for people to impact their world when they watch Hum or use Hum?
That is central to the Hum identity, is that you can actually learn and then contribute. As you learn more, you can contribute more.
Can you give me an example of thinking how people can contribute or get involved?
Certainly. We're looking at how our consumer subscriptions are based, and let's say you're a consumer and you buy our subscription feeds. A portion of your subscription fee will go back to the countries that we're most concerned with, and we'll roll that over to a professional model as well.
And you're going to have also a nonprofit side to it, is that right?
There's several topics that we want to bring to light that we believe is a humanitarian mission for us: women, entrepreneurship, disaster risk reduction, and by covering those issues, we believe that we can bring light to these issues and change the world through our content.
When you sit down and you're in front of TV and watch the news, what's the biggest thing missing for you?
The biggest thing missing for me are the countries of the geographic gap, the 116 countries that no one is covering. That's what I'm looking for when I turn on the news every day.
116 countries is a lot. Tell me about one of those countries and what maybe some of the problems are that you cover.
Sure. Let's take a country like Chad. Chad is a country that, for the future of the world, is important to us because of oil, because of silicate for mobile phones and personal devices. Yet no one is covering what's going on there. The fact is that there's a civil war going on there. There is a food shortage going on there, and unless we understand what's going on with those situations, we'll never get to the point in the world where they are seen as an important partner in the really critical issues that we have to address going forward.
Looking ahead in about 10 years, what's your kind of forecast of how people are going to be watching most of the news? Are they going to be sitting in front of a TV box still, or are they going to be consuming the news?
Well, you and I aren't sitting in front of a television right now, so I really believe that the future of the world's content delivery is going to happen on smartphones and on mobile devices. As people get on with their lives and really get out there and live in the world, mobile devices are going to become much more important to how we consume media. And in the countries that we're talking about in particular, that is how they will consume media as well. You can't lay landlines across the Kalahari Desert that easily.
Now, in a place like Chad, you're not going to be sending in a traditional way correspondents to cover the news there. You're going to be doing it in a different way. Tell me a little bit about your content collection.
We're building a specialized affiliate network called the Hum Co-op. The Hum Co-op is a consortium of NGOs, humanitarian organizations, media organizations in these 116 countries, academics and think tanks, and in that way we're building sort of a loose consortium of affiliates that will help to supplement what's not available in content in the world today.
You're going to be using ordinary people as well?
Citizen journalism is very important to what we're doing, and the viewpoint of people on the ground in these countries is very important to our content development as well. So we're looking to put smartphones and small camera kits into the hands of actual real live people that are living in these countries today.
Okay, I'm a wealthy investor. I'm in front of you, and times are tough right now. The media business is risky. Why should I invest in Hum?
Well, I think the best risk you can take today is to invest in these emerging markets where the future of the world's consumer groups really exist, and to put your investment or your own brand in front of these markets as we're doing it at the same time can only be a good risk for you.
You're going to cover countries, but you're also going to cover themes or topics as well. I think you have 3 you're focusing on.
Certainly, women, entrepreneurship, and climate change as it relates to disasters. Women are, if you change a woman's life, you change the world. If you change a woman's life and you make her an entrepreneur, she can change a whole village. And those are certainly 2 of the most important topics to our focus.
And kind of to wrap up, can you tell us a little bit about the team you're building, people who are going to be involved in Hum?
The team that we're building is a killer team that really bridge the worlds of media, of humanitarianism, of technology. And we really believe that you have to bring all of those people together in order to create something new, such as we're trying to do with HUMNEWS.